I mean, yeah, I think I think that's a tough question because you can compare individual performance to team performance. So I think that's the question that you know I would, I wanted to make it to playoffs. So you could say that no, it didn't. So I don't know. I think that's a hard question to answer.
Josh, what was one thing that you wanted to work on in the offseason, and did you think that you were able to produce that during the season?
I just think like overall confidence and just knowing what I can do, and going back to what I know I can do. So I'll just say overall confidence. Being more comfortable with the ball in my hand. Shooting the ball at a more consistent rate, and yeah, I think I was able to do that.
How tough was it making the major change midstream with the big trade for you guys as players?
I mean, it's always it's tough no matter what the change is, how it is. You know, it can affect rhythm, it can help rhythm, it can. There's just so many factors in it all, but at the end of the day, it's like it's just part of the game, And some teams are able to adjust to it early. Some other teams it takes longer. So, for us, it was some games we looked amazing. Other games, we just didn't have it, and that's something that definitely is going to be worked on throughout the off season, and the chemistry is just going to continue to build. So it's unfortunate that just things didn't go our way, but that's just how the game is.
In the first few games after the trade, your statistics leaped forward. I mean, you had some pretty big games. One of the things that Jason sort of theorized maybe a week or so ago is that maybe the biggest adjustment for you was having to learn how to play off not just one, but two superstars and where you fit into that equation. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I mean it's a hard situation, Two of the best, players in the world, So it's like you can't complain about why. There's no reason to complain about who you're playing with. It's just making sure that it can work. And yeah, it's definitely challenging, but it's nothing to do with them. It's like I said before, like it's for me to figure out what I need to do and still be the same and have the same aggressiveness that I did. And I feel like over the last couple games, I was able to really start figuring it out and what I needed to do. But yeah, I mean, it is challenging for sure.
Be more specific about what the challenge is, like or maybe an example.
Well, like what type of example would you
Well,
need?
you said you figured something out in the last couple games,
Like
challenging
attacking,
part about
getting a rebound, pushing the ball on the fast break, playing the game, pushing the ball ahead, just being myself, being confident. That's what I'm talking about.
This is the most minutes you've had since you've been in the NBA, Josh. What was that adjustment like for you?
I mean, it's challenging, but I think my goal was to. I mean, the off season, last season, I was working out a lot, so I feel like I was in great shape and I was doing a lot of stuff for my body recovery wise and treatment wise, and I continued that on throughout the year. So. I eat well. I do everything I can try to do to make sure that I'm not too tired on the court and do all the treatment and whatnot. So it's definitely challenging, but I think I did I did the right steps to make sure that it's easier.
What's the biggest adjustment you want to make going into next season?
The biggest adjustment, winning. That's a good start. I think going into next season, it's all about winning. My goal is I want to win, and I feel like I'm a very competitive person, and I'll always be like that. I'm gonna go ball. Every game I'm going 100%. So I'm ready. I'm already ready for next season. Ready to go into work this off season, and it's just continuing to get into work. I'll take a week or so, probably a week off, and I'll go straight to Vegas and go right back into work, and have a big off season again and be ready to go.
Will you be coming out to work with Chris Brickley this summer?
Chris Brickley.
He's one of the trainers, and a lot of the guys come out and do a bunch of training. And you talked about confidence, and I know that's one of the things that a lot of guys pick up out there.
I'll probably be in Vegas in Australia, so I won't be in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh, one of the community events you did this season was the reading program for the students. As you're entering your off season and they're getting ready for summer, what advice would you give to them about staying motivated so they can also be ready for their next season?
For the kids, I mean, I think no matter what no matter what their hobbies are or whatnot, I think summer gives them, a great time to be able to, just be kids, have fun. I think sometimes when I was a kid, I took things a little too serious in the summer and whatnot. And, I think it's just about being, being a kid, having fun. You know, my summers as a kid was me pretending like I'm Kobe, hitting a buzzer beater, you know, every single day. And, you know, for another kid, that could be, you know, being a scientist or doing whatever. So I think summer's a good opportunity for kids to, you know, be able to learn, have fun, and just be them.